recording. Testing, testing. Greetings, everyone one of our listeners, watchers, whatever they may be, to the Class Action Point podcast here today. We are having Interlude 3 with the Player of Murdoch, our Dwarven Wonder.
Hello.
Ryan, introduce yourself or say something, whatever.
Hi, I'm Ryan, aka Murdoch.
Yep.
I am the last to do this. I missed each of the other times when there was opportunity for it.
Well, you have a busy life, and some people do have busy lives.
Yes, I have a busy life, yet still love D&D quite a lot.
Yep. So, our main our main thing we're doing today is discussing character background, goals, motivations, and stuff, so that I and the listeners will know more about the character, enough to expect certain things or not expect certain things if something changes with the character.
Okay. All right. So is this just more detailing what my idea of him was when we started this game?
Yeah, like the background of the character, like where is this character from in general? What things have happened? Are there any defining moments in their past that kind of
Okay.
And stuff?
Okay.
Goals and stuff would be like what kind of things they want to do in the world. Why are they going to Swine Dimples, for example, to learn?
Okay.
And motivations or general other stuff.
So I guess in a nutshell, like in a past nutshell, Murdoch, I'd say he's probably the oldest of the bunch. He's a little older than the rest of them.
Yeah.
He came he was a rare group of dwarves, kind of like in a forest area. I don't know, maybe we'll say it was east of wherever Swine Dimples is. And pretty much from the moment he could hold a hammer, he was being trained, and he became very wrestling mindset of this. He was like an arena champion. He was there was a big forest meadow type of, near where he lived, which everyone would compete, and he was pretty much undefeated. And so I had a name. It's been months, and I had a name for what kind of champion it was. He was like let's see. I think I even had a note for it. But so he was
champion or something.
Yeah, I actually had the WAC youth champion. So he was like he only fought people who were not adults. So he wasn't fighting, grizzled veteran ranger warrior, he was
fighting the toughest kid in the group or something.
Yeah.
Or something.
Correct. Yeah. It was I called it the Wilderness Arena Championship. Okay. It was a long time. So the WAC, WAC.
Wilderness Arena.
Yeah, championship. So this was their what's it called? Like grass system, like minors, in soccer they have academies. This was kind of more like before the majors, before the
sort of like how sometimes if a teenager is thinking, I want to join the army or the navy or of armed force, they might have some things to kind of
what is ROTC or
start getting some of the things ready in their last year or two of school.
Correct.
Yes.
And so he was the champion of that for a pretty long time. And so at the time, my mindset was he got invited to Swine Dimples because someone caught wind that he pretty much was defeating everybody in his age. Now, he wasn't,
So basically a scholarship kind of thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So they were like, pretty much, we've heard of your accolades. We think you would fit in really well. Maybe you'll find something more challenging than what you're finding out there. And Murdoch was like, I think I've fought everyone. I've defeated everyone. I'm ready to move on to something more.
Yeah, you've defeated everyone you faced there. There was a worthy foe at one point, but now it's kind of like dodge, wham. Next.
Yep. Yeah. And so, so as I said, he was trained from pretty much early on. So my dad was my dad was one at when he was young. Had a injury that had to make him stop, and kind of took all his hopes and dreams and put them on me, type of situation.
Got it.
So pretty much he hoped I'd hold a warhammer and I'd hit people really hard with it.
All right. Yeah. How does the primal nature of Warden come into this, though? Was that how?
Yes.
Was it kind of taught by Dad, or?
Yes.
Or did
you
kind of learn it from other things?
That's kind of what he became after the injury. He became our village, or our areas, one of them, I should say. There are numerous ones. It was kind of like you're still capable of protecting from beasts and people who are trying to burn down the forest and stuff like that. But
you're not quite up to fighting for a living.
Right.
You can still fight to help protect us.
Right. You're not able. He wasn't able to fight to the death or fight to to that level.
Yeah.
But he was still able. He was still capable.
He was still
and
capable.
So he taught.
Not as much before.
Yeah. So he taught me much of the respect for nature, the usage of it to enhance my, like I have a thorn whip type of attack that allows my warhammer to extend a little further. It helped pretty much. I learned all of that from young on right away. Obviously I didn't take to it all, but I was able to use that in my arena fighting, and it helped a lot.
Okay. Got it. All right, so that's anything else major in your background?
Well, I guess I didn't come up with names at the time, but definitely I didn't make a lot of friends.
Okay.
I was not a mean person. I never killed anybody. It was just for the fight,
Yeah, but some people took it a little bit more personal than others.
Right.
So you'd have like one or two people who were like, yeah, that was a jerk that almost knocked my eye out of my socket.
Right.
There were got a lucky hit.
Right. Well, and there was clearly at least one or two who were like, they believed they if they fought me, 5 times, they'd beat me 4 out of 5, and I got that one win against them.
Yeah.
And then they were never heard from again. So there were definitely a couple of those. Like I said, I didn't come up with names.
Yeah.
But you clearly
you had an unfair advantage for some reason because of X,
the
Y, or Z.
Warden, right? Primal stuff.
Or because you seem to be. This guy should be fighting real adults, not us kids.
That's exactly.
He's purposely staying class behind because he can beat us, but he couldn't beat a real warrior.
Yep.
Who's with all the training type of thing. So.
Yep.
A couple of sore sports or something.
Yes. Yep. Spoiled sports, definitely. But many times hatred can come from that. So I didn't have names for them because it was real spur of the moment. Spur of the moment.
And we can have set up stuff later on. The forest, so maybe I've got a few. I can come up with a few things later on, but yeah, with actual names and maybe more details. I just wanted to have some stuff to go on first off. So that's most of your background. A couple of spoilers.
Yeah, I would say, because that's pretty much what most of his life was spent doing.
Okay.
So, pretty much preparing for that, and once he was there, conquering it. Clearly, if you've met Murdoch, and I had written this, and that's kind of how I've played him, he's a pretty calm and quiet dude, kind of laid back until battle starts.
Yeah.
It's about
when he goes a little bit, he gets really focused on things once the battle goes.
But all the other stuff is it's a lot lighter to him. Battle is heavy and serious and so on, but
an important thing to be good at, too.
Right.
Probably. Okay.
But other stuff are not nearly as, intellectual stuff isn't as big, so, all that type of...
Yeah. And if it doesn't help him fight better, or it really isn't as important to him.
Correct.
Got it. Alrighty. That's pretty much background. Does he have any particular goals?
Let's see.
Even just a short-term goal or two, and maybe something a little bit long-term.
I mean, one for sure thing, and I think we've kind of met a couple of them. His goal is definitely finding someone that impresses him, like that he feels would be not just a challenge, but would be able to defeat him. So, he kind of has a duelist kind of mindset in that way.
He's looking for an equal that could take him down as easily as he could take them down. It's kind of like a rival.
Right. Well, he really loved... Part of the reason he loved being champion of this was the challenge that came with it. If it got boring, I mean, luckily, mostly it was. That's why, until right around when White and Dimple sent him the letter.
Yeah.
It had started.
Anybody.
Right. So he's always looking. He's really I mean, he sounds like a real good guy in that way, and that's he is a good guy. But that's kind of his thing. He's looking for some. I mean, that's how he hopes he finds someone who, I mean, especially has the same mindset as him. Wants to win at all costs, but
But wants to win fair and square, not cheat or anything. But
correct.
wants to do their best, and wants their opponent to have done their best. Otherwise, it feels like an empty victory if they win.
Right. So, I mean, a short-term goal of coming to the school was probably that. Meet some new people and find ones who could fulfill that. I'd say long-term goal is kind of open-ended. Obviously, we know what he's good at. We know he was champion once. Coming to the school, we know that's what but is there more to him? I guess is there kind of an
okay.
What kind of he's searching? I think his big goal is what's the rest of his dad found being a warden. Well, obviously I already am one. I already am a champion. What's next for me? So it is kind of a is this school here now for me to learn and find a new purpose once this is over, once my, fighting career, it's kind of like
or is it a purpose to make a purpose for you becoming stronger?
Right.
Skill.
Right.
Got it. Is there more?
It's kind of like, Shaquille O'Neal, sports reference. He gets done with sports and he goes and wants to be a cop. I've done basketball, I got all the accolades, but now I found something else.
Try something different. See if you can
right.
Master another skill.
Right. And obviously, from what the letter, he knew this was a school. He knew Swine Dimples was a school, so he knew it's not all about fighting, clearly.
Yeah.
So can I broaden myself? Can I find something else
Can you
that...
find a thing to do after your fighting career is over? Basically.
Right. Correct.
Can you start getting a head start on what you'll be doing after your fighting?
Correct. And that could be fighting still. That could be
could be fighting for a different cause or a different reason too.
Correct. So that's that's probably the longer term goal of kind of existential. Who is Murdoch in the long run? Is he just a fighter? Is he just a this? Or are there more to him? So like I said, some people may have more complex goals, but I think Murdoch's a simple dude. Like that's kind of what I've already shown about him. And I prefer to play him that way. If you go statistically D&D, he's not very charismatic, he's not very intelligent, he's not very wise. He's strong, he's got grit,
He's a tough little fire plug that enemies they'll stand in front of his friend's enemies so that the enemies do not run over his friend, type of thing.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that might be an early goal that's already fulfilled, I guess, is that he's, I guess, being kind of a protector of these friends that he made so quickly, I think is a small purpose that what's next? He fought alone always before. Now suddenly
he's fighting with a team.
I'm on a team. So clearly he knows already that there's more to him than just all about me.
Yes. He's becoming a real team player.
Right. Which I think in a way his father encouraged him to go to the school was for that reason. Obviously being a warden, it's not about you.
It's not just or at least it's not just about you.
You're right.
Not just how you help those around you.
Right.
Kind of thing. All right.
Yep.
So we kind of also got some of Murdoch's motivations. Is there any other major motivations he has for why he does things or how he does them?
Definitely, yeah, I guess that was intertwined in there. He definitely has like a dad complex. He definitely wants to make his dad proud. So I think that's part of the good guy thing is his dad raised him right in a way. I hate to say it like that. And so he wants news going back, any news going back to be things that his dad would be proud of him for.
Yeah, so probably he sent a letter or something or had a message sent back to his dad after, say, the tournament. We won the first tournament of the season.
My team.
We did very well.
It's kind of like, look, here's my report card. I did really well.
Yeah, okay, I did really well in most things, at least.
Yeah. So that's
things that you taught me best.
Correct. So that's definitely a motivation, probably that'll play through as long as we play the game.
Make dad proud. Got it.
And I guess a motivation on, the big motivation. That's more like all time, but the long-term one would be once this is all over, besides, what he's going to do next, he knows no matter what, he's a warden now. It's a lifelong dedication, kind of. So his motivation is, I need to be ready if I ever am needed to protect my home.
Constant
so part of,
like
pretty much. That's part of the reason what he's trying to learn here. D&D leveling, as you'll call it, and getting new powers and feats, but he's doing it to make sure that he's going to be the best he can be when he returns home or finds a new home or wherever it is.
Let me ask a question.
Yep.
Does he have any does his does he know anything about its mother her or her side of the family or anything like that? You've mentioned
No,
dad, but not mom.
I wrote that then. She passed away when he was very young.
Okay. So
So that was why there was
didn't know his mom much at all.
no, like we're talking like she got sick when he was like 5. And like that, whatever that is in Dwarven age.
Yeah, that's basically about, let's say,
15?
about a year or so in
Oh yeah,
human terms. You wouldn't have
yeah,
really remembered her at all, really.
right.
A year and a month or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much that's why the dad thing is such a heavy focus, because dad was everything. He really didn't have, I mean, dad relatives, sure, but none of them were. It was just pretty much the two of
So
us.
you didn't know like your mom's sister or brother or any other relatives on that side, really?
None that he knew of.
Okay. So didn't remember mom. So okay.
Yeah.
So any.
I mean, yeah. Obviously, we could easily say his dad told him things constantly, but without physical ever really seeing it. It was just more. She was nice. She was kind. She was loving.
Yeah. But it's more like
But
dad told you these things and you actually remember
right,
them yourself.
right. I have nothing to connect it to at all.
Okay. Is there any other things about your character that you think might come up a little bit in game or during play? Any other little things like, you know?
He is okay. We could do that because he's a warden. No, that doesn't. I didn't write down any like fears because he's pretty. Like I said, that's not really his thing. Fear isn't really his. He pretty much goes headstrong into most things.
He's almost fearless. Almost to a
Um,
fault.
yeah, that would be. Well, yeah, he let whatchamacallit shoot him, like, living missile him. He is fearless to
Fearless
hurting himself sometimes, his own detriment.
to.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. What else could he have? Because I thought of weaknesses, but fire because of the forest, but that just seems cliche.
Yeah, but cliches sometimes work. There's this
Yeah.
thing that that would be, he'd have to work through, considering that one of his other friends is basically the Elven Torch.
Right. Right. Yeah, let's do that. That can be something, especially because I turn into an ice tree already.
Yeah.
It makes sense. That's why I chose that transformation, because of my fear of that. I'm hoping if that comes, I can overcome it with that.
Afraid of fire.
Yeah, like,
But
and I wouldn't.
doesn't want people to know.
Yeah.
That's why it hasn't really come up yet.
Yeah, so maybe it's a situation we could have if it ever does come up. You could have me roll like a constant endurance or something, like, or I don't know, like can I like hold my fear down, like.
Yeah. And it's not something. It's something I'd be willing to do more fluff wise rather than mechanical.
Yeah,
Fluffs.
that too.
It
Yeah.
would be basically, yeah, there's fire there. There's a lot of it.
Yep.
You probably don't want to go closer to it.
Yeah.
And if you do go closer to it, it will take a lot of courage to do so.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Is Murdoch ready to be that courageous in the face of his fear?
All right. I like that.
Or there's fire there? There's a kid on the other side that can't get out. What would Murdoch? Is Murdoch's courage going to be enough to go over there and help get the kid out?
Yeah, that works.
Or is he going to be too afraid or not? Or is he going to be kind of in the middle type of thing, worrying, not able to move for a moment and almost not making it? time.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah. I think that's good.
Yeah, alrighty. Okay. I think we've got a good bit.
Yep. I think so too.
And I've got some notes here written down about the stuff, and I did a recording of it. So, anything else you want to say?
No, that's about it. I mean, I think other than that, if people have listened, they know Murdoch's a tank, a defender.
Type, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alrighty. Alrighty, I think that's about it. Alright. Say goodbye to both our listeners. We got a new one this episode, apparently.
See you guys.
See ya. Bye.